The concept of introduction to Job's trials, context, and origin serves as the foundational layer for understanding the story of Job, which is a pivotal narrative in the Hebrew Bible and is recognized in Christian and Islamic traditions. This story explores profound themes of suffering, justice, and faith, centering on a wealthy and pious man named Job who experiences immense suffering. The context and origin of Job's trials begin with a celestial conversation between God and Satan, where Satan challenges Job's piety, suggesting that his faith is an extension of his prosperity. Consequently, God permits Satan to test Job's faith through various trials: loss of wealth, children, and health. The significance of this beginning lies in its universal exploration of the human condition, questioning why good people suffer and the nature of true faith. It sets the stage for a philosophical discourse on undeserved suffering, divine justice, and human resilience. This narrative is not only a religious or historical inquiry, but resonates deeply with personal experiences across cultures and ages, rendering it eternally relevant. In contemporary society, instances of unexplained suffering parallel Job's story. For instance, individuals diagnosed with terminal illnesses often grapple with questions of why me, in much the same manner as Job. Another example is the experience of economic hardship despite hard work and ethical living, reflecting Job's material losses. These applications underscore the story's exploration of integrity and perseverance amidst adversity. Supporting opinions from theological scholars suggest that Job's trials highlight the limits of human understanding in the face of divine will. This can be both a source of comfort and frustration. Detractors, however, argue that the narrative undercuts the idea of a just and benevolent deity, suggesting instead a somewhat capricious divine being. This leads to challenges in reconciling Job's suffering with religious teachings on divine benevolence and omnipotence. Despite these controversies, the context and origin of Job's trials intricately connect to broader themes within the narrative, such as hope and redemption. It prompts readers or audiences to contemplate the nature of true faith. Is it a transactional relationship with the divine, or an unwavering commitment irrespective of life's vicissitudes? As the introduction to Job's trials unfolds, it sets a thematic foundation that propels deeper insights into human endurance and the quest for meaning amidst suffering, influencing not only religious conversations, but philosophical and ethical discussions worldwide. Understanding perseverance through suffering is key to comprehending the story of Job's trials, a pivotal theme in the biblical narrative. At its core, perseverance denotes steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. In the context of Job, it refers to his resilient faith and patience amidst severe hardships. Job, a prosperous man, endures profound personal loss, debilitating illness, and intense social stigma, yet refuses to abandon his faith in divine justice. This concept is significant because it touches upon the universal human experience of suffering and the enduring hope for resolution or redemption. The story of Job is not merely a theological exploration, it offers practical insights applicable to real-world scenarios. For instance, consider the challenges faced by individuals battling chronic illnesses. Like Job, they confront physical pain and emotional turmoil, but often persevere by maintaining hope and seeking purpose beyond their suffering. Another example is found in the experiences of survivors of natural disasters. Despite the overwhelming loss and destruction, their persistence in rebuilding lives and communities reflects the essence of Job's perseverance. These examples illustrate that perseverance is not just an abstract virtue, but a tangible, actionable response to adversity. Many respect Job's narrative as a testament to human resilience. Scholars and theologians argue that perseverance underpins moral courage and spiritual growth, suggesting that enduring trials can fortify character and deepen empathy. However, the concept of perseverance in suffering are not without challenges. Critics question the morality of glorifying suffering as a test or a pathway to divine favor. This raises ethical concerns, especially when used to justify or minimize the suffering of marginalized or oppressed groups. Additionally, some argue that a singular focus on perseverance might overshadow the need for systemic change to address the root causes of suffering. The story of Job's endurance connects intricately with other themes such as faith, justice, and the human quest for understanding life's purpose. Perseverance informs the belief in a meaningful resolution, influencing Job's interactions with his friends and his relationship with God. It underscores the theme of hope, suggesting that even in the darkest times, there is potential for enlightenment and renewal. Overall, the concept of perseverance serves as a fundamental lens through which the trials of Job, and by extension, human suffering, are understood, emphasizing the importance of steadfastness and hope in the face of life's inevitable adversities. The nature of Job's suffering. A comprehensive overview delves into the profound and multifaceted anguish Job endures in the biblical narrative from the book of Job. Job's suffering is depicted as both physical and emotional, marking a descent from a life of prosperity and happiness to one of severe hardship and isolation. The key components of Job's suffering include the loss of his wealth, the death of his children, and the affliction of painful sores. This combination forms a tapestry of suffering that serves to test his faith and integrity. The significance of this portrayal lies in his exploration of the human condition and the confrontation of inexplicable pain, inviting readers to reflect on themes of faith, resilience, and divine justice. The importance of this point is anchored in its ability to evoke empathy and provoke deep philosophical questions, highlighting the broader narrative of human suffering and the quest for meaning. In the context of the main topic, Job's trials serve as a framework for understanding that suffering, despite its seemingly arbitrary nature, can catalyze personal growth and spiritual reflection. Real-world applications of this concept can be observed in various scenarios, such as individuals facing terminal illness, who may find solace in the story of Job as they wrestle with questions of why me. Similarly, those experiencing significant life losses, like unemployment or the death of a loved one, might find parallel encouragement in Job's steadfastness and eventual restoration. Supporting opinions often suggest that Job's narrative presents a timeless lesson about maintaining faith in times of despair, resonating with audiences across cultures and eras. It underscores the value of hope in the notion that suffering, though overwhelming, does not strip life of its inherent worth or potential for redemption. Challenges and controversies accompany Job's tale, with skeptics questioning the justice of a deity allowing such afflictions. Some interpret the story as a critique of indiscriminate suffering, while others see it as an acknowledgement of human limitations in comprehending divine will. More modern readings may challenge traditional interpretations, advocating for a revised understanding that emphasizes personal empowerment in the face of adversity. This exploration of suffering connects with broader themes of hope and restoration within the main topic, emphasizing that after hardship comes the potential for renewal. Job's endurance ultimately influences other aspects of the narrative, offering a narrative of hope and rebirth that counsels patience and resilience, even in the darkest moments. Through Job's trials, audiences are reminded that while suffering is inevitable, it is in hope and perseverance that true strength and understanding are found. When examining the heading, Job's Trials, a Story of Suffering and Hope, we delve into the profound narrative found in the book of Job, which serves as a cornerstone for discussions on human suffering and perseverance. This biblical story describes Job, a man who endures immense suffering, the loss of his wealth, the death of his children, and debilitating physical afflictions, yet continues to exhibit unwavering faith in God. This narrative's significance lies in its exploration of the human condition and the perennial question of why the righteous suffer. It offers a philosophical and theological framework for understanding adversity. The story of Job emphasizes the coexistence of suffering and divine justice, suggesting that while humans might not comprehend the reason behind their suffering, hope and faith can guide them through it. Real-world illustrations of this concept can be found in the lives of individuals who experience profound adversity yet maintain their resilience and faith. Consider the story of Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl, who found meaning and hope amidst unimaginable suffering in Nazi concentration camps, ultimately influencing the field of psychology with his development of logotherapy. Similarly, Malala Yousafzai, who survived a brutal attack by the Taliban, transformed her personal suffering into a global campaign for girls' education and empowerment. Opinions supporting the idea that hope and faith can coexist with suffering often point to the resilience and inner strength these qualities can foster, enabling individuals to weather life's harshest storms. Critics, however, might argue that emphasizing hope as a coping mechanism risks oversimplifying the complexities of human suffering, potentially minimizing the emotional and psychological challenges involved. Challenges and controversies surrounding this concept include the struggle to reconcile the notion of a benevolent deity with the pervasive existence of suffering. Some theological interpretations suggest viewing suffering as a test of faith or a means of spiritual growth, while others propose that suffering exists independently of divine will. In connecting to other aspects of Job's trials, a story of suffering and hope, this narrative intersects with broader themes of existential inquiry and moral resilience. Job's unwavering belief in divine justice and ultimate restoration serves to inspire, providing a template for those navigating their trials and illustrating the potential for redemption and renewed purpose despite life's adversities. Through this lens, the story not only delves into suffering, but also highlights the transformative power of hope and resilience, offering a multifaceted exploration of human experience.